Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The 14th ranked Ohio State women's basketball team over in New Jersey right now, taking on 10th ranked TCU at the Prudential Center. At the half, the Buckeyes trail the Horned Frogs 36-33. Chance Gray leads OSU with 17 points. Tyler Danberg and Kristen Watt have the call over on the Fan 2. Following their 33-30 overtime loss to the Denver Broncos yesterday, the Buffalo Bills fired head coach Sean McDermott this morning. In his 9 seasons with Buffalo, McDermott had the second-best winning percentage in the league. The team made the postseason 8 of those seasons with 2 trips to the AFC Championship game. Coming off their win over UCLA on Saturday, the Ohio State men's basketball team back in action, hosting Minnesota tomorrow night at 6:30. You can hear it here on The Fan beginning at 5:30. The Columbus Blue Jackets have returned forward Mikal Puthia to AHL Cleveland ahead of their game with Ottawa tomorrow night at Nationwide.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Rothman and Ice. Championship Monday. For some of us. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, TLC. What a weekend. We'll jam 3 hours into a 2-hour paper bag today. How we feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. Had a nice weekend. You know, had some lunchtime with the fam. Fam said hello to you. They know, they love you. Got to kick it with the fellas on Saturday night. Okay. Beat a lot of my friends in beer pong, which is great. A lot of trash talk going on. And then, football was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane this weekend. So, yeah, man, I can't complain outside of, what's happening outside us this week is not fair. And I know for you, AR, we got to think about the animals.
That's right.
Take care of your animals, keep them warm, and also take care of yourself. So I'm good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody listening wherever you're at. You know we love you. Welcome in. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I have one very important question.
Yes.
When you win in beer pong, does that mean the others drink or you drink?
So the way that we set it up is when you lose, there is like a concoction that we have on the table. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of, I think it's called Buzzball or something like that. And it's a pretty,
Maddie's out looking for a good buzzball.
Hey, man, I'm just out here doing whatever I can to have a good time. But, yeah, if you lose the game, AR, you got to take a little shot of that, Yeah. Take a little shot of that. Everybody hops in their Ubers and goes home after a few hours. But, yeah, it was a very, very fun weekend for me. What did you get into, man? Anything?
Let's see. So, went to Ohio State basketball on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, first of all, it's set up perfectly. National TV game. UCLA, the first time here since Kareem came in.
It's a good jersey on jersey game, too, AR. The color schemes work against each other.
For me, I never get off on that stuff. Like, I think it's okay. I don't feel like it's, honestly, to me, it looks more like it clashes than it works. Like, it's like almost that actually doesn't work in a way.
That is a thing for me, though. Like, tonight in the national championship game, I think the jerseys don't clash. And if they do, it kind of bothers me. I'm never going to not watch a game because of that, but I do love when the color schemes flow well together when I'm watching a sporting event.
But it's cool. I knew it would be a good atmosphere. 1 o'clock, Saturday afternoon. It's running unopposed to anything that really, truly matters.
Yeah.
Right? No NFL game. That's at 4:30. And you knew that people would show. It wasn't a blizzard. And people did show up. Listen, when they built it, it was fine. It was like a mini United Center for me. It was Andy Land. It was like, it had that feeling of bigger is better. It's how they used to build ballparks all the time. And then they went through the nostalgic phase, Camden Yards and other places where, hey, let's make it look old school. Let's make it have some real feel to it. And while the shot is probably very good for concerts because you can jam a lot of people in there, it's not really set up for college basketball. But the atmosphere was great, and they do a great job over there with the DJ and bringing the lights down low. I almost felt like, have you ever been to Madison Square Garden?
No. Okay. I got to get there, though, man.
Everything is dark except
the theater lighting. Yes, I love that.
And that's what they're doing at the shot during the basketball game.
Okay, I'm here for it.
And so, it was like House of the Dragon. They got the flames coming out of the top of the...
everywhere.
Coming out of the top of the backboards and stuff. So that's cool. And I thought it was good. And I wound up hedging a little bit because I had Ohio State winning, but I had both teams scoring 60. So there's a section during the game where where Chick-fil-A is sponsoring, and if you get 7 misses from the opposition at the free throw line, you get a free whatever
Sandwich, nuggets. What were they
I don't
giving
know.
away? Okay.
I don't think they didn't miss
waffle
7,
fries?
but I don't think they missed 7. You got to go into the box score. I'm not gonna lie. Left with a couple minutes to go.
Beat traffic.
Let's beat the traffic.
I'm here
I
for
knew they
that.
had in the bank, but I started hedging against. Like the bet I had is that UCLA had to score 60, and at one point it looked like they weren't going to.
Right.
And I'm like, so now what do I want? Well, I guess I got the perfect hedge. If they keep missing at the free throw line, I get free chicken. If they don't, then I win the bet. But it was a great atmosphere, and Jake was right. They needed it. They played like it, and this is a team that needs to stack wins and get some momentum, and now they have it a little bit. UCLA is kind of a funny team. They can shoot threes, and, they can do a little bit inside, but Ohio State had too much for them, so that was good to see. And then it was lock in on the NFL. And like you said, there's the reason, and I know we're going to get into this later about the coaching stuff, but let me ask you this. I don't come into today truly thinking that Buffalo got jobbed here. I don't. I watched it. Now, I'm not saying hand fighting doesn't happen. It does a lot. Maybe the worst thing that happened to Buffalo was the non-call on one of their guys being held. Like if you're going to call it both ways, and that's all anybody can really care about, right? If you call it both ways, then they both have to live with it. But I saw on Twitter and everywhere else that they thought that those calls were just horrendous. And I when I was watching the game, I'm like, would I like to see it not being called because I was rooting for Buffalo? Yeah. But I can't tell you that I thought that they were completely out of bounds. Where do you stand on those?
For me, the biggest one was, or one of the biggest ones was the interception / catch between, I think it was Brandon Cooks and the guy from Denver. And I thought...
Yes, that play specifically.
There was enough, I think, possession from the defender on the way down that I was okay with the call. And then once you call it on the field as an interception, I didn't think there was enough evidence to go back the other way. And so, of course, if you're on Buffalo's side, you feel like Cooks had possession. That was not an interception. And obviously, in the other way, you feel like your guy, if you're a Denver fan, had it all the way down to the ground and ripped the ball away from him. I was good with the call. I honestly was good with the call. But even zooming out from that, if you're a Buffalo fan, you're kicking yourself because of the amount of turnovers you had in that game, too. So we can nitpick what we want about some of those calls, and I think we should. But that, to me, is what would frustrate me if I were a Bills fan. Like you said, we'll get to the coaching stuff later. But I was good with the interception call. And I just thought they couldn't get out of their own way with the turnovers out there in the Rocky Mountains.
McMillan stealing that from Cooks was so simultaneous that I had no problem with the call.
Yeah.
Some people thought if he has it, if it's a combined catch, and he's technically down by contact. And Gene Steratore explained it. Like he did, and I like the way he explained it. He didn't have possession long enough. He wasn't really truly down by contact in my mind because I don't think he really had all possession of the ball. And then the other ones with, Johnson grabbing the right hand of Sutton, I thought he did. It wasn't horrible.
Mm-hmm.
They probably could have erred on not calling that. And then Tre'Davious White with the PI on Mims, it was a lob pass down the middle, and I thought he got a lot of body before that ball got there. And that's by the way, that's too bad for him because that was just an alley-oop. That's all that pass was.
Then he lost his mind.
And then he lost his mind with the helmet. Right.
And the ref's like, here's a flag. Here's a flag.
I think maybe if you could take back the one of Johnson grabbing the right hand of Sutton, that's the one I'd want back. The one thing I would say about Josh Allen, and I know he went to the podium and teared up and all that, and he has to know, like we all know, that he didn't have to go through Mahomes, he didn't have to go through Burrow, and he didn't have to go through Lamar. Like, that's why it's killing him, the opportunity. And it's probably why they made the move, which we'll talk about later. The other part about the last play before the half, and I thought McDermott didn't throw him under the bus, but he explained it correctly. They had 16 seconds left. And Allen, he said to, I think it was Tracy Wilson, like, we're going to take a shot there. We'll try to get to midfield, get to Hail Mary range or whatever. And if it's not there, he's got to throw it away. So what happens? Josh Allen takes off, which is what he does. The second he starts to run, he's got to know that half is over. The half's over. Meaning I didn't take a shot. Because even if he goes down, even if he thinks he can spike it in time, which he probably could, you're still not in Hail Mary range. Like, there's not going to be enough time there'll be one more play.
Right.
So when you're on your own 30, with 16 seconds left and you have no timeouts, I'm not going to sit here and play results and say that's just absolutely stupid to even run a play. What I know is if I have a veteran quarterback who I trust to know if it's not there, he's going to do two things: go down or throw it away. And what does he do? Loaf of bread out in the middle, cold day, and even if he can't get it, he knows he's not in Hail Mary range. It cost him 3, which if you want to do the math, it cost them the game. The other takeaway I had from this weekend, and this is something we talked about on Friday, I love outdoor football. Those games had elements. They look great on TV. The players are warm enough. It's horrible for the fans, and I get it. But this whole everything should be a dome or a sunroofed is not good for the game. I loved watching those games.
Yeah, I it's cool to look at, I guess, but I love retractable. Don't just have the option. Like, just have the option. If it plays to your advantage, whatever. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I hear what you're saying. There's no way you can pay me to sit at those games. But to your point, we had that vibe at Ohio State, Michigan this year. The snow start. It's a real feel of this time of year and how impactful these games are. It adds to it. I completely understand what you're saying. My takeaway was, I couldn't believe what I was watching from C.J. Stroud yesterday. I could not believe what I was watching from the Houston offense again yesterday. I mean, C.J., the look in his eyes was that he was shook. And this is 2 games in a row to where he just could not stop turning the ball over. And if you are a defender in that Houston locker room, you have to be pissed off because they played again a hell of a game. Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter wrecking the game, a whole bunch of sacks, forced fumbles, all of that. And the unit on offense completely let them down. It was just shocking to see him go from Pittsburgh, to New England and look like a guy that to me was scared of the moment. It was wild.
Maddie, talent without poise does not work most of the time. Man. And if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Poise counts. And he didn't have it. When you're getting sacked, you eat it. You don't just throw it up, which is what he did. Yeah. And I'm not saying every pick was his fault, but in a playoff game, man, that hurts. I mean,
they're having discussions at halftime. Marcus Spears, Ryan Clark, and Kelsey. And Marcus Spears was like, you got to take him in a back room and look in his eyes and ask him, is he built for this?
Well, he was. They came back.
And I thought it was fair to have those conversations. Yeah. And you're right. They showed a little bit of fight. But, man, just these 2 games for him were just absolutely games that were nightmares.
All right, we got a cool hour for you. We'll go down to Miami and check in with our sideline guy, Ian Fitzsimmons, who's warming up to call tonight's Natty. And speaking of that, Sig Natty, does he have one more in the bag for tonight? We'll preview it and predict it next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Start the year moving, not hurting. If joint pain is holding you back, listen up. Hi, I'm Tyvis Powell with QC Kinetics. There's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. Dr. Tesner and the other medical pros at QC Kinetics here in Columbus deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, shoulders, back. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedure that can deliver big life-changing results. Skip the pain, skip the invasive surgery. Imagine this instead. You're moving better, stronger, planning the year you actually want. Game-changer regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is supposed to be your clean slate, so make it one. Call now for your free consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on USDA Choice boneless chuck roasts. They're on sale now for just $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
Man once shaved Timmy's leg live on the air. Tune in weekdays at 3 to see what else they'll shave. Wait, what else they'll shave? Who the hell wants to listen to that?
Common Man and Timmy, smooth as silk.
Okay, The Fan.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see chances of snow today. Otherwise, expect skies to turn mostly cloudy and cold with temperatures falling into the teens and feels like below zero. For tonight, increasing clouds. Lows will be in the single digits. And yet again, because of those breezy winds, we will feel like we are below zero. That'll continue for us into Tuesday, so don't let that sunshine fool you, even though daytime highs will be in the 20s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Want to jinx your favorite sports team?
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
Just ask Maddie to print your shirts. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right. Tonight's the night. Indiana football is going to play for a national title in that sport. A school that has an all-time winning percentage of about 43%. And that includes 26-2 from Signetti. All right. And just to put that in comparison, you're probably saying, well, what's Ohio State? Ohio State is about a 75% win percentage football team in their history.
That'll work.
And the big storyline that's been going around is that Indiana is so much older and that they have an average age of 23, even though it's almost impossible to get every kid's birthday on the team. They don't list it like the NFL.
That's a real thing for me, AR.
They are, but Miami's not. I think the narrative that Indiana's so much older than Miami, they're not.
Yeah. I just think for me, when you look at the last two national champions in this sport, both Michigan and Ohio State had some of that going on, and I think that equates to what we see from Indiana on the field and how sound they are as a team, how clean usually they are as a team. And I think when you have older guys that know what to do, snap in and snap out, that's why you can roll out the product that they have, and we've seen them go 15-0 to this point because usually they don't make a ton of mistakes, and I think that's credit to those guys, the upperclassmen on this roster locking in.
They are a story of lack of 4 and 5 blue chip recruits. Like Ohio State, the former 4 and 5 star guys they have on CFP rosters has been in the mid 60s. Indiana has single digit guys. That's what makes this story. And it doesn't mean that Indiana's not a great team because we've seen it and they are. Mendoza's had 5 incompletions in 2 playoff games, I think. And he has weapons out the you-know-what with Surratt and Cooper and Becker and a running game to go with it. The one thing I remember when I was going to Bloomington this year and I called back into you guys, I said the biggest thing that surprises me about Indiana football is they've never had a defense. We've seen Penix. We've seen some teams score points. Even when Urban took his team over to Bloomington and they almost lost, that was a very high-scoring game. Like, did they just, when Indiana needed a stop, they could never get it. And now this is why they've changed. And so here's Kurt Cignetti, a guy that most people never had heard of and that was passed up, almost took a job as an assistant NFL coach with the Packers back in the day, and just kind of maybe watched his career be good, but that his destiny had passed him by. He was in his 60s. He probably wasn't going to get a head coaching job at a branded program because there just wasn't enough proof there. And so he takes the Indiana job and he has the JMU guys transfer with him, a lot of them, and he kind of builds it around an instant culture and then starts to become this team right in front of our eyes, and he's hit on quarterback transfers, which you have to. Here he is on being successful with the narrative of less talent. Well, hang on, my bad. This is what happens when you play it from the studio.
You still have to have a certain level, obviously, of athleticism to be successful at the P4 level, right, in the Big Ten. But you get the right group of guys together that combine a team and they're good decision makers, they're good people, because you got to make decisions on the football field, too. And you got to play with discipline, and you got to play with poise, and you got to play with confidence and consistency, and have day in, day out consistency to a high standard and expectation. And that's what these group of guys have done to this point.
He's right. He's got a team that maybe hasn't won collectively in their lives, like at this level. And so it's not built upon a bunch of guys like that have felt great success at big-time programs. Yeah. So he's caught lightning in a bottle here. He has. I think you brought up something interesting about this perfect season. I don't think that's hanging over their heads anymore.
I don't think they feel it.
I think it does hang over your head before you get to the championship. Now you're 4 quarters away. Now you just win the game. Mm-hmm. Now there's no more about, hey, we could go undefeated. That would come after all that. Now you made it. Yeah. And so they don't carry the pressure of that anymore. I think what they carry the pressure of is that they have to guard against that it's been easy the last 2 games. Now, I don't know how that affects teams, but Indiana has not been tested since the Ohio State game. And now maybe that doesn't matter, but what's coming tonight is physicality. Mm-hmm. That they can be physical too.
No doubt.
But we know how Miami likes to win. All I have to look at is that last drive that Miami had against Ohio State and realize what they can be at their best. Mm-hmm. When Ohio State had all the momentum, I know they've stupidly lined up illegally on that punt, but that drive was the drive that was going to, because we didn't know if Miami was a closer then. We didn't know if they had closer mentality. When they jumped up 14-0 on Ohio State, it was like, okay, now you should win. How do you handle that? And they handled it. And so they've got Beck, who's 35 or 36-5 as a starting quarterback. He's played well. Mm-hmm. They have if they limit home runs with Tony and Fletcher, like home runs. Because, by the way, Indiana let up a couple of home runs this year. It didn't cost them. They let up a home run to either Singleton or Allen, I can't remember, in the Penn State game. And they let up a home run to an Oregon running back. And they didn't, obviously, they didn't lose.
That's rare, right?
It's rare.
It's very rare. And that's why they're such a sound unit on both sides of the ball. And that's why they've been a dangerous team all season long, is because they're just a balanced squad. Like, they really are. And they're so good in the critical areas of games, and whether it's red zone efficiency on offense, but to me, more importantly, how they've been able to clean up on offense and defense on third down. I mean, that's where Miami's going to have to win the game. If they win the game, I think that will be one of the reasons why, is because they did a good job of getting Indiana off the field, which nobody's really been able to do all year. You know, the Hoosiers been best team in the country on converting third downs this year at 58%. And then you flip it to defense, and they're 8th in the country in getting opponents off the field on third down. And so they're just a dangerous unit that doesn't give you any wiggle room at all. And so that's why I just look at Miami today, and I think it's an uphill climb, even though they're playing a national championship in their home stadium. And I don't think it's going to feel that way down there today. I think Indiana's people are going to show up and show out the same way they did in Atlanta. And for the offense of Miami, outside of Tony and Fletcher, I don't think they're going to be able to make enough explosive plays throughout this game. And so that's why I think Indiana is going to do this tonight. And then I think Indiana should be aggressive on offense out of the gate, because one of the best playmakers on the defense, especially the back end, and Xavier Lucas for Miami, he's not going to be around in the first half. So now you're talking about a backup guy coming into this game, and Mendoza and the weapons that you talked about with his pinpoint accuracy. I would be aggressive in trying to hunt this secondary early if I were Indiana. This kind of shines a light for me, AR, again on the targeting rule and how harsh I think the punishment is. Like, we shouldn't be spilling over into another game. I just don't think that. You get thrown out of one game, for me, that's good enough. I know Cristobal was banging the table about that and some of his media availability down there in the 305. But that's a thorn in the side of Miami's defense early, as Xavier Lucas not being there, and it'll be interesting to see how Indiana can take advantage of that.
So all targetings aren't created equal. I agree with you. Some are more egregious than others. Some are more incidental than others. You wouldn't just say targeting equals this intent, but some of them are reckless. And I think what they've decided to do was, if they attach it to the same type of weight as I don't know. You're saying they could still get suspended for the second half, but just don't.
He got suspended in the second half of the last game, right? I don't think the penalty should be, hey, you got to miss the first half of the next game. That to me is just
So what if it happened really late in the fourth quarter, like the final play? Then what do you do?
Then you just throw him out of the game.
But then he only misses one play?
Sure. Like, I just think an ejection from a game to me is good enough in my world. Like, we're not doing this in the NFL. Like, why are we doing this in college? Like, you can still have these guys being knowledgeable about trying to protect each other and not headhunt, which I don't really think we see that much anyway in football anymore, without it equating to another half of football in the next game.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
It's 15 yards, automatic first down is usually what you get.
In the NFL, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But you know what, I'm with you. I think what happens is they're trying to make it so punitive that they can try to motivate guys to be very much more careful than they are. And so here we are. I agree with you, though, on the first half. It matters. It certainly should matter to Indiana. When I saw the spread, I thought it was too much originally. I mean, it's at 7.5 now. It climbed 8.5.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's really going to matter. The spreads usually don't come into play in championship games. But here we are with a team that was unlikely to be here in Miami, and a team that's unlikely based on their brand in Indiana, but is the big favorite. And I'm looking forward to it so much. I will ask those important questions of Ian Fitzsimmons, sideline ESPN radio guy, next. We'll get the tail of the tape in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to Metal Supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on Metal Supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/free forever to learn more.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony used to ski in his jeans? Are you serious? No, he's not from New Jersey. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, tail of the tape, heavyweight battle. A couple teams that were, listen, Indiana was 100-1 to win it all before the season. Miami was 100-1 to win it all before they flipped him with Notre Dame and put him in, and they've taken advantage of it. All Indiana's done is take teams apart by the seams in the playoff, and they're 4 quarters away from one of the most unlikely stories in sports history. The man who's had a front row seat to it all is our friend Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN sideline reporter, and I assume he is ready. My man, good to have you.
Buddy, South Florida is about to explode because Indiana fans, and it's been talked about a lot, they are the largest alumni base in America. They have invaded South Florida. So this is a home game for the Miami Hurricanes. But let me tell you, partner, as I look out over here at the Intercoastal, there's a bunch of big-ass yachts out here with Indiana Hoosier fans. I mean, and flags, flying off their bows. So get ready, man. They've taken out, if you ain't got it, they took out loans to get here.
That's right.
It is going to be 50-50. It's going to get nasty, and I can't wait to watch it because this is best on best. It's at Miami defensive front, anchored by Bain and Messidor and Moten. And Moten, by the way, is a game-time decision. We'll touch more on that in a moment, along with that Miami secondary against that Miami offensive line that plays like 5 fingers in a glove, and some dude named Mendoza chucking it all over the field. Let's go, man. It's going to be awesome.
41 TDs, 6 picks this season. I think he's only thrown 1 pick in his last 5 games. And he is a machine, and he's got weapons. So you tell me, does Miami take the approach of we can get to him with 4, or do they risk sending more the way Bama did early in the game?
This dude is wicked smart. I mean, yeah, his only Scally offer was to Yale, and they don't even give scholarships, right? He's telling me at Media Day. By the way, I know you guys have clock integrity, but I'm going to tell you a long story about how Mendoza changed everything when it comes to the landscape of college football. I had Bill Musgrave, longtime NFL, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, on the show with Amber Wilson and I on Tuesday night. And he said one phone call changed everything. He was Mendoza's offensive coordinator at Cal. Do you remember the name David Lee, guys? David Lee is a longtime quarterback and offensive coordinator in the NFL and college football. Was an OC at Ole Miss, quarterback coach at Arkansas with the Miami Dolphins. I knew him when he was a quarterbacks coach for the Dallas Cowboys when I was coaching the Cowboys. David Lee lives now down here in South Florida, and he's mentoring and coaching up this young dude, a scrawny 6'5" kid who has a photographic memory and a howitzer for an arm named Fernando Mendoza. 0 scholarship offers. Only one, as I mentioned, was to Yale. He calls his old buddy, Bill Musgrave. They were on the Cowboys staff together, who is at, as I mentioned, at Cal. He goes, dude, just look at the tape, Bill. Just please. This kid has got it, and everyone's missing on him. FIU wanted him as a preferred walk-on. Florida Atlantic wanted him as a preferred walk-on. Miami said, hey, come on in. You can walk on. He's from here in Miami. Musgrave looks at the tape. He's on a flight the next day, which, oh, by the way, tells you Cal cheats too. There you go, because it's illegal to go and against recruit violations to go work out a kid and watch him throw. So everybody's cheating, boys. But anyway, Musgrave goes and watches him throw. He says, offers him a Scally on the spot. And if that one phone call from David Lee to Bill Musgrave doesn't happen, Mendoza, as he told me at media days, is probably a 6th-round pick or an undrafted free agent going to the NFL out of Yale. Instead, he goes to Cal, balls out, transfers to Indiana, and now he's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick, and the rest is damn history. Now, having said all that and told you that remarkable story, which is crazy how one phone call changed everything, Mesidor and Bain have got to get to his ass, because if you pressure any quarterback, I don't care who it is, they get uncomfortable. So it's all about that Miami pass rush against Mendoza to make him uncomfortable. But the biggest thing tonight for me is keeping Mendoza and Cooper and Surratt and Hemby off the field. And that is Miami's got to run the football. Mark Fletcher Jr., running back from Miami, is on a heater right now. And that O-line, they've got to be able to lean on Indiana and run the damn ball and keep Mendoza off the field. If they can control the clock, they got a shot as an 8.5-point underdog.
Let's go back to Indiana's offense versus Miami defense, because, Fitzy, before we brought you on, we talked about how Xavier Lucas has to miss the first half of this game for Miami from the targeting call in the previous game. And so I was saying, if you're Mendoza and the offensive staff, we're hunting that defensive secondary, right, if that offensive line can hold up. But I want to ask you about this. The penalty of targeting. I think it's way too much. I don't think guys should have to miss the next half of a game when they get ejected from the previous game. Where you at?
Are you trying to draw me offsides right now? I'm in a good mood, dude. I mean, come on, man. I have a nice hotel here, right? They actually gave me a junior suite. I mean, I'm overlooking a golf course, I mean, come on, man. Now you get me in a bad mood. And I'm about to leave here in 25 minutes to go to the game. I mean, you're killing me, Smalls. You're absolutely killing me. It's not the whole targeting thing. When was the last time you saw a running back lower his head into a DB, right, or a linebacker?
All the time.
Targeting.
Oh, never. Yeah.
Why isn't it called?
Yeah.
Why is it only on one side of the ball? So that crap drives me absolutely insane. And they're going to miss not just Lucas, but also game time decisions, boys. Damari Brown, corner, Miami, game time decision, injury. O.J. Frederic, corner, Lucas's backup, game time decision, injury. Moten, up front, they're outstanding and underrated. He's overshadowed by Bain and Mesidor. They're big defensive tackle, their 3 technique, game time decision. So there's your answer right there, man. Lucas is going to be missed big time, especially if Frederic and Brown can't go.
Were you surprised at the original spread? It's kind of settled in now at 7.5, but it started a little high. Then it went to 8.5. I saw 9 in some places for a flash, but now we're settled in at 7.5. Does it just sound big, but it really isn't? How do you feel about it?
No, I think it's heavy. And obviously I can't give a pick on the game, but you know me, man, I'm a wagerer, and I thought it was very heavy. Just because of what I just said, Miami wants to run the football. No one stayed, Oregon, Noah Whittington and 2 other running backs were out for Oregon. They wanted to run the ball. They couldn't because they didn't have their normal stable of backs, right? Bama kind of gave up on it against Indiana. So this is one where, and obviously, Miller was banged up in that game also. This is one where Fletcher, as I mentioned, is on a heater. And that to me is the biggest thing in this game when it comes to the number. If Miami can shorten the game, they got a legit shot to win it. But either way, guys, think about it. We're talking about the Indiana bleeping Hoosiers, not Bobby Knight, right? I mean, this is Indiana football that's 15-0. You got Jane Pauley on CBS Sunday Morning breaking down in tears as a Hoosier grad. Are you freaking kidding me? This is insane. You have that, and you have Mario Cristobal, who was part of the U back in the 80s and 90s, to win it in their backyard, are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. So either way, it's a remarkable story with either Miami's back or this insane fairy tale. It's going to be a Disney movie that is the Indiana Hoosiers. Either way, whomever wins, it's going to be unbelievable for college football.
So I know you're ready for the game, but are you ready to be around Michael Irvin and his energy down there on the sideline tonight?
Well, at least his local guy, right? I mean, so he's got his local provider, so he's good to go.
I mean, Fitzy, him on the sideline, it's crazy, man.
I'm talking about like water. I mean, he's got his Aquafina guy. I mean, I don't know what you're laughing at. I mean, whatever.
My gosh, man. Between him and Ray Lewis, you're going to see some stuff tonight. You're going to see some stuff on that sideline tonight.
You know what's crazy is that, so think about this. How many legendary Canes can you rattle off the top of your head? I guarantee you can go 30 deep,
Yeah,
right?
tons of them. Yeah.
The Miami Hurricanes Sports Information Department, they aren't in charge of sideline passes. The college football playoff, they're in charge of sideline passes. You're going to find out who's a who's who and who ain't, because I guarantee you there's some boys that are going to be pissed off that they didn't get a sideline pass. It's like, do you have a gold jacket? Okay, you're good. If you don't, you ain't coming. I mean, it's going to be insane down there.
No doubt.
I think they're coming down a little bit because it just makes sense, but supply and demand works because, like you said, Indiana fan, this is a Haley's Comet thing. This is
They are. It's 4 dimes.
Well,
$4,000.
And like you said, they'll be happy to pay it. At least a lot of people.
$4,000.
I don't know. $4 grand for a
Taylor Swift concert for cheaper than this game.
Here's the deal. I really listen. I'm okay if you can afford it and you want to spend the money, go. But what I'm saying is, $4 grand for a nosebleeder is not my kind of party. Like if $4 grand that gets me the entire experience, like you feel like you're really in it. I don't know for $4K and a nosebleeder whether. And then here's the other big thing: there's no guarantee your team's winning. So if you spend $4K and lose, that's the double whammy.
The only thing I'm spending 4 dimes on is my wife and kids on a vacation, and that is stretching it because my kids call me cheap. I refer to myself as frugal. So there you go. There is no damn way I would ever spend $4,000 for a nosebleed to watch ants on a field. That's what they're going to look like. Just to say I was there. I mean, I'll stay on your couch, watch the game, and then lie and say you were there. There you go.
You said to me that you'd spend $4 grand to send your wife and kids on a vacation.
That was not for on air, AR, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hey, by the way,
because then that's
I know
2
you guys,
vacations.
I know Fish is going to get all hacked off because we're going to go over here by a couple minutes. Fish, deal with it. It's my last hit. Sorry to hear about it. Take it and stick it. I apologize, but I'm going long here because guess what? My little brother, for people who don't know, coaches special teams with Jay Harbaugh for the Seattle Seahawks. Little bro's 1 game away from the damn Super Bowl, man. He's been doing this for a long, long time. 41 years old and finally in a championship game. So guess what? After this one, I'm going to go home. I'm going to do the show on Tuesday and Wednesday night. And then on Thursday, my ass is head to the Pacific Northwest to Seattle because, man, I am going to pull little bro through. We got one more, boys.
Come on, Dev. Come on.
And if you don't think I didn't damn near lose my voice, and I did bring a steroid pack to make sure if I did lose my voice after that opening kick that I got housed because of special freaking teams.
Yeah, that's right.
The Seattle Seahawks, dude, you are out of your damn mind. So hey, let's have a great game tonight, and then 614. Get behind the Hawks, baby. Get behind the 12s. If you ain't got a dog in the hunt, pull little bro through. Come on with it.
Yeah, we're pulling for Deb, buddy. I got you. All right. Hey, this may not be your last one. Let's see how this game goes tonight. We may be bringing you back soon.
Hey, I would be thrilled if I'm talking to you guys on Monday because the Seahawks won.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's
amazing.
ride that out.
Let's get it. Hey, boys, and I think we're going to have a good game tonight. I really do.
I do too, bud.
Let's get it.
All right, pal. Have a great one. Be safe and enjoy. Thanks.
I just want to go play golf on this golf course, man. I mean, I don't know if they let my people out here. Like, this just looks a little hoity-toity for me. But anyway.
You can get in there,
just
man.
letting you know.
Yeah, you can get in there.
Yeah, as a caddy. I'll see you, boys. Enjoy the game tonight.
That's our friend. Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN sideline reporter on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, we'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. Jake Diebler loves winning this category. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Start the year off moving, not hurting. With joint pain, if it's holding you back, listen up. There's a way to get relief without surgery, no downtime, and without putting your life on pause. Dr. Tesner and the other pros right here at QC Kinetics in Columbus, Ohio, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair areas that are causing you the pain. Those achy hips, knees, shoulders, back, wherever it hurts. And the results, 97% of Cleveland patients report satisfaction with the results. So instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments, they happen right in office and you go about your day. I should know. I've had them. My dad has had them. They feel good and they can deliver life-changing results. Imagine moving around better, being stronger, planning the year you actually want. Do not wait. January is supposed to be a clean slate, so make it yours. So go call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Love football, love wings? Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Vern live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel.
For 25 years, the Library of Congress Veterans History Project has collected and preserved the experiences of America's heroes. From original letters to oral histories, these first-hand accounts bring history to life, one voice at a time. With over 120,000 stories collected, each reveals the courage, sacrifice, and service of our veterans. But many remain untold. Help our nation reach 125,000. Share a story. Ensure a legacy. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free from windownation.com.
All right, little Buckeye Bulletin time. All right, so nice game on Saturday. Knock out UCLA, send them packing back to the West Coast. That's good. Ohio State will take on Minnesota at the Shot coming up here on Tuesday. It's the only meeting they'll have this year with the Gophers. Ohio State's kind of owned them inside the Shot, 14-2. I would say that's owning them. A 6:30 tip on Tuesday at the Shot.
Okay.
Listen, they looked very, very good. Mobley Jr. has made a three-pointer in every game this season. Got 48 on the year. He's got 23 of them over the last 6 games, which is, what's that, roughly 4 a game. So when you're shooting 41% from behind the arc, that's pretty awesome. That'll put you top 3 in the Big Ten. And it looks like Christoph Tilley might be able to get his 1,000th point on Tuesday. of his career. He's
Congrats.
7 away.
Congrats.
So
yeah, we'll give that. We can print the shirt on that. That's happening.
I mean, he is 7 feet. Just
get on
go
there. Get your
stand
little
under the hoop. We'll throw it to you.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you touched on Mobley Jr., tremendous offensive performance from him, 28 in the game, 6 of 12 from 3. And what I really like, not only from Mobley, but from your big 3 offensively, if you will, and Royal, Thornton, and Mobley, is that, look, these guys combined missed 1 free throw between the 3 of them. So those guys did what they were supposed to do. All 3 guys get north of 20 points. But when that clock stops and you have an opportunity to, turn the page as far as points go and continue to rack up some stats there, tremendous. 5 of 6 from Royal, 7 of 7 from Bruce, 6 of 6 from John Mobley. And so that's just what those guys have to do. And I like some of the things I saw from Mobley as far as like the playmaking, right? You see some of those flashes every once in a while. Want more of it, but you can't complain too much after the game that he had. But I just think as far as raising the ceiling of what his game could be, but more importantly, what the team can be, you get more of that playmaking stuff from him. That'll be big time. And you saw some of those flashes. But yeah, 28, just a banger of a day for him at the office.
So if we know that they're on the bubble, they know they're on the bubble. Yeah. And so the urgency is there. It was built for a nice win. Great crowd, good atmosphere. And you get UCLA in town for the first time in forever. And the fact that it was on national TV, so you had something built in there. They got off to a good start. UCLA hits a couple back-to-back threes. They're back in it, so now you get tested. And so I thought they were getting after it. Here's the one category that Jake Diebler probably finds now as a non-negotiable, and that's getting after the 50-50 balls, because he loved that they've been better at it. They were better at it Saturday, and they have to be better at it going forward.
Yeah, I think we've been better. Weren't perfect. There were a couple there at the end I'd like to come up with that were bouncing around. But I think UCLA plays a really physical, tough game, and that's kind of been Mick Cronin, right, for a long time. So we talked to our guys about the physicality required in this game heading in. But I think that's now, majority of the stretches in the last few games. Certainly hasn't been perfect, but where we've been either the first to the floor, or we've been the team to come up with that ball that's bouncing around that maybe either team could get. So I think our guys have responded to that really well. We watched some film as to what that looks like when it's done right, and our guys have done a great job.
Their last 4 in right now, if you really want to get into bracketology at this moment. So they're listed as last 4 in. Okay. But they still don't have a quad 1 win. UCLA's quad 2. So they're going to get some opportunities for that, and they're going to have to continue to build that resume. But that's a stat that is something coaches track, and you can watch the game and see. Now, some of those long 3 misses, okay,
so much
you track them down.
Right.
But when you're an athletic team like they pride themselves on being, that's a stat you shouldn't lose.
Yeah, go get it, man. Get on the floor, do whatever you got to do, because that can be the difference between winning and losing games. And so the only question that I have, and I think we'll continue to have, is will they have enough depth to maybe take a little bit of the minutes off the plate of the guys that they're going to rely on so much, hopefully in March? Because like 38 minutes for both John and Bruce. Can that show itself in a bad way down the road? We shall see. And so that's why when you got a guy like Gabe Cupps and some of these other guys that are coming off the bench, you want them as a coach to show you, hey, you should believe in me and give me more minutes. And so just the depth of this team will be a question moving forward. And so you mentioned the game against Minnesota tomorrow at home. And then there's a huge one on Friday night up there in Ann Arbor against Michigan, who we know has been very, very good. And so if you could grab this one against Minnesota, you're going up to Ann Arbor, winners of 3 of your last 4, and the confidence will be there, and that'll be a nice test to see where they are. And you mentioned the resume. Obviously, you get that one. That's absolutely the type of win you need to really maybe kind of stamp who you can be as far as getting into the dance in March. And so you got 2 matchups with Michigan left. You got one against Virginia and Michigan State as well, and Purdue. And so some ranked opponents on the way, but they got to lock in on the Gophers tomorrow and continue some of the things they did on Saturday against the Bruins.
All right, that is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Guys, talking to you, talking to the ladies. I want you to get real about your health this new year. Synergenics and Low T Center, the place I've been talking about for a long time. There's power in the numbers. A lot of people out there, you have the fear of the unknown. I get that. Try to get over it. Find out the most information you can about how you're feeling and what could make you feel better. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free. And the ladies, you can take $200 off the women's hormone test. So if you're going down the road of a diet trend or some questionable online treatment, or you're being baited and switched by others with the other places with their pricing, look no further than Synergenics and Low T Center. They're the leading experts. You'll meet with a real provider. You'll get real meds. You'll get real results. All the guys that I've talked to that have gone there say it's changed their life. They walk in, you book an appointment online. You can do it at getmyhealthfix.com. And if you've been suffering from the symptoms of low T, or you think you are, then end your curiosity and go find out. Go find out why you're constantly tired, or you lack focus, or you're just feeling off. And the place to do it is Synergenics and Low T Center. They have the facilities in Gahanna and Dublin. You can, like I say, walk in or book an appointment at getmyhealthfix.com. And then if you need the help, they'll guide you. If you want to be treated at the clinic, you can be. If you want to receive at-home treatment, you can. So either way, it just starts with a simple and quick free test at the center. They have an on-site lab, so you will get the results back right there, about 20 minutes. No waiting for days like other places. They've got a new mobile app, so it's even easier to meet with the provider through telehealth appointments. But remember, this is the time to strike for a limited time. The women's hormone test, only $99, normally $299. And the free test for the guys, the TRT test, is free. Don't wait. Get in now. Change your life at getmyhealthfix.com. That's getmyhealthfix.com. All right, we've got a giveaway in the final hour for the golf show at the end of the week for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll have those tickets. In fact, TLC's feeling very generous, he told me. He said he's going to pick 2 winners in the next hour.
Let's go.
And then when we come back, we'll do a deep dive. And we'll ask the question, did a certain head coach make a very quick mistake? That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, save on new 2026 Tucson with 0.99% financing for up to 60 months. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com with approved credit. Ends 2/2.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from That Other Window Place. And today, we're in my showroom to demonstrate how efficient our windows are.
Whew, it's really cold in here, Wilson.
We call that eco-friendly organic air conditioning.
Drafty windows are a major problem for energy bills and comfort. It's one of the biggest reasons why people get Pella windows.
It really is a problem, Leslie. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, looking like a beanbag with legs.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
It's the biggest sale of the year, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale. Save on thousands of in-stock styles, including carpet starting at 35 cents a square foot. Luxury vinyl starts at 43 cents a square foot. Hardwood and laminate start at 99 cents. Prices are material only. Unbelievable deals on beautiful quality floors. Next day installation and 24-month special financing available with approved credit. Hurry, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale ends January 25th. Right here, right now.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Maybe it was a family vacation or a school field trip. But there you were, standing in awe at a national park. We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I was ordering food for the office from the same few places for too long.
For workplaces suffering with office food fatigue, every day's a struggle.
Before starting Easy Cater, I assumed having no good vegan options for Carl in finance was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat OFF with a huge variety of favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Used daily, one platform lets you save time and shine. Ask your app store about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Baker. What a basketball game just wrapped up over at the Prudential Center in New Jersey. The 14th ranked Ohio State women knocked off number 10 TCU 71-69. Chance Gray led the way with 22. Jelani Cambridge chipped in 18, and Elsie Limala had 17 points in 6 block shots. It's the Lady Bucks' second top 10 win in this season, both coming in the past 8 days. Following their 33-30 overtime loss to the Denver Broncos yesterday, the Buffalo Bills fired head coach Sean McDermott this morning after 9 seasons with the team. Buffalo made the postseason 8 times, won 5 AFC titles, and made the AFC Championship game twice under McDermott. Seattle Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet will miss the rest of the postseason after tearing his ACL in the win over San Francisco. Breaking sports news as it happens on The Fan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, back at it, Rothman and Ice. We will have tickets for the next few days to the North Coast Golf Show, which is a lot of fun. And that will be, or the Columbus Golf and Travel Show. And so we'll have 2 pair to give out in this hour. And you can tee it up there January 23rd through the 25th at the Ohio Expo Center. So I think it's 1 to, I just looked this up. I think it opens at 1 o'clock on Friday. And I think they go to 5 or 6. You can check that online. And then, of course, they're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. I'll get you the hours in a moment. But we'll have those tickets to give out here soon. Speaking of tickets, the tickets for tonight's national championship game have been as big as any Super Bowl you'll find. And like Ian told us, it's $4,000. This isn't about whether you would spend it or not, because everyone's got a different threshold for that. So the difference is for me, because my brother flew down there, and he flew down there without a ticket. And because if they did drop, the only way to take advantage of that is to be there.
Yeah.
And so Ian said $4,000 to walk in. My brother's not spending $4,000 to go see that game in a nosebleeder. Would you spend $4,000 if you were sitting first 5 rows at midfield? Maybe, because that's part of the experience. And I was telling you during the break, if you could go back in time or even now, find what's important to you, your favorite musician or band, whatever, and you thought, all right, this money is not going to make me poor. It's never was going to make me rich. And 20 years from now, I'll remember I was there and the money won't be a factor. But the difference with that is you will have had an experience. You would have sat close. Like for a sporting event to spend that amount of money to just get in and sit in the upper level and then not have the guarantee of your team even winning. Like, I don't even know if that feels like that you're there. I don't even know. Maybe it does. Maybe you're in the atmosphere. I sat in that stadium in Hard Rock for the Super Bowl in 2020 for San Francisco and KC. But that wasn't my team. So neither one. So I didn't have the emotion of it, right? I was down there for Radio Row, went to the game and sat in the media section, the annex media section, which was in pretty high up behind one of the end zones. I couldn't enjoy the game the way I did even would on TV. Now, if that was my team, maybe I would have had emotion. But if I'm spending $4,000 out of principle, what has to come along for the ride is the experience.
I better be able to smell Kirk Cignetti's cologne if I'm paying that much money. $4,000 for a game, I don't think I would ever do it. I really don't think I'd
What does that smell like? Manly, musky, maybe a little hint of the Old West?
He seems like a little, like maybe some Axe. Like he just really doesn't care.
Bro spray.
He just wants some type of scent. Like Cignetti's just about that action. Boss. Like he not really trying to get like a Tom Ford or a Burberry or anything like that type of cologne like I like to wear on the weekends. But Kurt Cignetti for $4,000, listen, man, he doesn't care about cologne, but that's a ridiculous amount of money. If you got it though, you got to get in the building for this if you're Indiana, because you never thought that you would see this day. No. You never thought that you would see this day.
That's one you would have bet against that it could ever or would ever happen.
Correct. And it's happened in the blink of an eye for this program.
I think people thought last year not was a fluke, but that they had bumped their ceiling, that Indiana bumped their head in the ceiling, meaning, all right, you got in, you got thrashed at Notre Dame.
Right.
Even if you repeat it and get back.
Usually you see these things coming with teams. Like when the Boston Celtics won their championship just a few years ago, we saw Tatum and Brown grow over the years, right? To get into the playoffs, hit their ceiling against whoever it may have been. For Indiana, this is a 2-year thing that you just throw it in the microwave. It comes out, and it's one of the best tasting meals that you've ever had. And so that's why I just think the scene is going to be awesome down there tonight. I think Miami fans should be nervous about this. There's no way they're comfortable. Like, Miami, to me, feels like a massive underdog. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like Indiana is going to wipe the floor with them.
Boy, that's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but Indiana hasn't shown me anything else but absolutely just hitting everybody with the stone cold stunner for the most part. And I don't think Miami is as good as Ohio State. They beat them, but I don't think talent-wise up and down the roster, they're as good. And I just think Indiana, and Fitzy mentioned it, Miami's a hurt football team too right now, especially on defense. And I know Messidor Bain can wreck the game, but I just don't see it for Miami today, and I will not be surprised if Indiana wins this game by 14 or more. I really won't.
So, yeah, you're right about the talent top to bottom. The difference is in football, Miami had it where it counts.
On the trenches, I'm a line of scrimmage guy. You're so right.
They had it where it counted, and not only that, they were better than Ohio State where it counted. And that's what wrecked the game. And they had a seasoned enough quarterback who was playing better that put his head down and didn't make any mistakes that people would predict that he would make. People think that when Beck is rattled, he will give the ball away, and he hasn't lately.
Yeah.
And so he still has that going for him. And the other thing that Miami has going for them is the fact that they are exactly what you said, severe underdogs. And I don't know how that plays into the psychology of it.
They'll use it.
But they should be able to use it a little bit. Fletcher's a good back. Tony is really difficult to cover. And Beck's been playing smart, and their defense. I'm with you. If Indiana can get to that magic number of, let's say, 24, it might be enough. And Miami trying to stay with them points-wise is probably going to be difficult straight up. The other part about it is that Indiana's defense is turning teams over at a crazy high rate. Yeah. Now, what Miami does to offset that is they don't make Beck put the ball in harm's way. Where he'll have to do that is if they get down. If they get down, then all of a sudden he's got to take some chances. Yep. And that's when either they're going to get back in it or it's going to roll the other way and snowball, like you say. Because in the Oregon game, that's exactly what happened. People forget, Indiana fumbled the ball against Oregon twice. Mendoza fumbled the ball twice against Oregon, and guess who landed on it? Indiana. The ball bounced their way. This is still only one game. I'm with you. Indiana's more balanced. They can hurt you in multiple ways, and they have a defense that should be able to hold up if they make some big plays. Their secondary is very good. I'm a little worried that if Miami starts running the ball effectively, that A, slows the game down, it moves the chains, and it keeps it in the phone booth where Miami wants to win this game, just like the way they did against Ohio State.
That's what they want, but I think Indiana would have confidence in who's under center and who he can get the ball to. And I think Fernando Mendoza throughout the year has felt some of those sticky moments, and he can go back to that muscle memory of the game in Eugene, the game against Penn State, some of the throws he had to make against Ohio State. So that won't be a shock to the system. And I think it's really important, especially when you get in some of these matchup games and when your season's on the line like it is for both teams today. Do you have that in the memory bank to know and believe that you can truly do it? It's one thing to go into a game and be like, yeah, I have confidence, but still you have to have time on task doing things. And I think Fernando Mendoza has that. And so I can't get the Miami-Ole Miss game out of my head. And how I watched Trinidad Chambliss and that unit do what they did against Miami. And now Miami's a banged-up unit, and especially early on without Xavier Lucas. I just think Indiana's going to get off to a hot start, and that's not where you want to be if you're Miami, because you're right to mention with the way that Fletcher did run it against Ole Miss, if they can get Fletcher to that 22 to 25 window as far as carries goes, then you got more of a shot than I think Miami has tonight in this game.
6.8 yards a carry for Fletcher in the playoff. And
he's rolling.
The one thing about the Ole Miss-Miami game was Miami dominated time of possession. They just did. They usually that's a pretty good recipe. 41-22. They had four drives of more than 13 plays. And now that time of possession came in part because Ole Miss's tempo. So I do want to factor that in, that Miami is going to need, they're going to need that style of game tonight. And then we find out. The one thing I would normally say is that Indiana would be nervous just because they don't have the brand or the experience to truly step up tonight, but it doesn't factor anymore for me. Cignetti doesn't allow it.
I agree.
These players don't allow it. Yep. They've already gotten past the biggest hurdle of their psychology was Ohio State. Now, you could say that Ohio State could have or should have won that game. If Sayan's knee doesn't hit the ground, if the kick goes in, maybe they win in overtime, Ohio State, whatever. But Indiana wound up stepping up big in big moments. Mendoza did especially. Yep. He made 3 very, very big throws against Ohio State. And I'm not questioning them anymore. Like, I'm not. They have what it takes. It's still only one game. We'll see how it goes, but I'm with you. Now, wiping the floor with Miami,
You're never going to say that.
I would never say it.
Leave that up to me.
Yeah, I will. You carry that.
Leave that up to me. They're a dominant unit, man. They just are. And like I said, once you get past the brand and just talk about what we've seen on the field, I don't know why I would think any other way as far as them not surprising me if they win this by 2 touchdowns or more.
The offensive lines are about a wash to me, and Indiana's just done everything right to this point.
Yeah.
And the difference maker would probably be their defense. If they can get the ball back to their offense, you give that Indiana team more at-bats. And if they turn those at-bats into 7s, then
you're cooked.
It's just hard to come back against them. All right, we're going to come back. When do you want to give your tickets away?
We can even give away one now. Let's get the ball rolling a little bit.
So 821-9710. We'll give the tickets away, the golf show, travel show. And then we'll come back with a coach that got fired. We had just talked about this. Did that mean another coach should have waited? We'll talk about that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. About Bye-bye.
Need help recovering from the holidays? Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union and choose your amount from $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 with low fixed rates and no application fees. Visit bmifcu.org/holiday loan for details.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Now's the time to buy or renew your 2026 dog licenses. Not only are dog licenses required by law, but fees support the Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. Buy or renew your dog licenses today at franklincountyauditor.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with Minnesota.
Live fan coverage starts Tuesday at 5:30 after Common Man and Timmy.
Every game, every season. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see chances of snow today. Otherwise, expect skies to turn mostly cloudy and cold with temperatures falling into the teens and feels like below zero. For tonight, increasing clouds. Lows will be in the single digits. And yet again, because of those breezy winds, we will feel like we are below zero. That'll continue for us into Tuesday, so don't let that sunshine fool you, even though daytime highs will be in the 20s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, a little Bet365 time, Maddie, where I took advantage of the free money in the Buffalo-Denver game.
Hey.
Free cash.
Hopefully you guys did too. If you didn't take advantage of that, don't worry. You can take advantage of some cool stuff still at Bet365, especially if you're a new customer, because all you got to do, folks, is bet $5. You're getting $200 in bonus bets after that, whether you win or lose. So you can take that $200 and turn it into something bigger and better when you bet on total spreads, money lines, or player props. Keep an eye out for the Daily Boost and Super Boost. Speaking of Super Boost, I'm looking at one right now for the Natty tonight. The Championship Chase Super Boost is Miami and Indiana to both have 1+ rushing touchdowns in the game. The value on that, plus 150, AR.
I like it.
I'm in on this. Championship Chase Super Boost. Again, Miami 1+ rushing touchdown. Them Hoosiers 1+ rushing touchdown. Plus 150 is the juice, folks.
All right, so I've got a couple of mental hedge bets that are just kind of pending. They're not out there yet.
Okay.
So I'm either going to single game parlay this thing and just buy up Miami to maybe 10.5 just to get them across another key number. Or how about this one? Both teams to score 20 or more.
Ooh.
Not good with their defenses, I know. This could be a 24-17 game or 24-4. It's not.
What's the value on that?
Plus 120.
Mm-hmm.
I like your bet better than plus 150.
One rushing tutty each?
Yeah, I like that one better.
Okay. Why don't we do them both?
We could ride with that. But the other one was both teams to score 20 at plus 120.
I got an email during the break and asked me, will AR allow you to print the shirts for Indiana right now?
How would you feel if I did that? I would hope that you would hold that back. You've already said enough with the wipe the floor and it's getting done and it's done.
That's how I feel, honestly.
I just feel like don't
the
put
shirts are already printed. We just don't know which continent we're sending them to.
Yeah, just don't put that psychology into the air.
Here's what I'll say, though. I won't do that to you. But what's jumping out to me over at Bet365 is Indiana on the money line at minus 320.
I wouldn't lay that. I'd lay the points before I did that.
You want Miami on the other side of that on the money line. It's plus 260. So Vegas.
That's actually the mental hedge for me. But I get a little greedy. You want to win both, take the points, and hope they can keep it close. But you're right. That may be. What'd you say? It was minus 320 or 360?
Minus 320.
Right,
plus 260 for them Canes.
All right, so minus 320, just in case you don't speak gambling. That implies about 75% plus that Indiana will just win the game.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Get on over to Bet365, folks. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
If you asked me a while back, 2 years ago, who would get to the final game quicker, the Vikes or the Hoosiers? It's not even a question.
You would have took Minnesota.
It's not even a question.
Right.
And then if you asked who would win one, it's not even a question. Because an NFL team, even the worst NFL team is what, about 300 to 1 before the season, or 250.
The Hoosiers win tonight. Does this qualify for you as the one before you die club? Just another version of it? Or is that just all Super Bowl?
The one before you die club.
Seeing your football team winning it all.
Yeah, I'm in it.
I'll tell you what.
For the Vikes.
I don't care what my age is. If Notre Dame doesn't win a championship in 2026, I might be entering that club.
Oh, you got a long way to go.
I know.
You're a young lad.
Yeah, I never really thought about that.
Would this count, Would you count this?
It's in a.
Or are you in dynasty mode?
It's in another.
Oh, are you thinking? Hey, that's just the first one.
No.
By the way, speaking of something like that,
no, they could go back to being the doormat for all I care after they win. No.
You didn't really love me doing the whole curb stomping thing tonight. When you were out, Joshua Perry was in the seat that I'm sitting in right now. And he said to me, in all seriousness, Kirk Cignetti is the best head coach of all time. Of all time. And I said, we got to slow down just a little bit. We can acknowledge how good he is right now. But to say he's the best ever now?
See, I think I think you just have to put it in different words. I think you have to say that he's done the best coaching job in the last 2 years than anyone in history. That you could say. It doesn't make him the best coach of all time.
That's how much respect he has for the man.
Yeah. And let's see him win this tonight, because I said to you, I said this last week, Rocky's a great story, despite not winning the first fight. That's a movie. Yeah. If he wants to make a movie, Never Daunted, the 2026 Hoosiers, if he's got to win tonight.
I can't wait to hear what Kirk Cignetti's going to have to say after the game if they win.
I'm glad you said
he's going to be popping.
You know, that's
win,
pretty
actually
cool.
win.
I'm glad you said if. No, you can't go back. You said if.
I mean, earlier I already said they're going to curb
I'm glad
stop
you
them.
said if.
No, I meant win. Because Vegas is agreeing with minus 320. This thing's a rat.
Stop doing that. It's one game. It's not a series. And by the way, if it was a series, it would still go 7 maybe. No?
Oh,
we don't just beat top 25 teams. We beat the out of them.
Google me, mother. Yeah, that's what he's going to say after the game tonight.
You guys.
Hey, he's backed it up.
He's backed it up.
I know that ruffled some feathers, but he's backed it up.
It's horrible injury news in the NFL. The fact that Bo Nix cannot carry this team to a potential Super Bowl, breaks an ankle or breaks a bone in his foot or ankle on that, I guess that play in OT, maybe was already splintering and then it went. And then Zach Charbonnet, Seattle's great 1-2 punch in the running back situation, now goes all to K9 because Charbonnet's out. He's got a season-ending injury that he needs surgery.
It's the ACL, right? ACL thing, I think. For Charbonnet going on.
I think this is from a credible source.
I think I heard our guy Ryan Baker mention that in his update. But yeah, that's a tough blow. I'm very excited about that game. Of the 2 games we're going to get on championship weekend, I mean, and this is what I like. Now, when they showed the graphic for the Broncos game, AR, which player are they putting up there? Because it's not going to be Jarrett Stidham. It's going to be Pat Surtain. And that's when you know your season is cooked.
Are they still doing this with the
They do it for certain networks. I'm not sure exactly which one network it is, but they'll usually have both quarterbacks up there. And if Bo Nix was healthy, this would be Drake May and Bo Nix. Now I think they got to roll out Pat Surtain. And it's really an unfortunate event, obviously, for Denver. I mean, I saw a tweet going around. It was like, hey, both teams actually eliminated themselves. Buffalo's gone, and I just don't see it for Denver. Yes, they have a great defense, and maybe he can play mistake-free enough to bring it home. But with the way May and crew are coming into this game with the confidence they have, that's just a bitter, bitter pill to swallow if you're a Denver fan.
I thought the spread would be 9.5 or something like that, or 10.
I haven't seen this yet, AR. Denver's at home.
Mm-hmm. They're going to a quarterback that hasn't played in 3 years.
So New England's probably favored by 3.5.
Oh, no, it's 5.5, and I thought it'd be much higher.
Okay.
Once that game gets rolling, I don't. Boy,
yeah, I know.
That's lower
agree.
than I thought. How are you going to get this guy ready for a championship game in a week? This isn't like a veteran backup.
I know.
This isn't Nick Foles.
No.
Or this isn't that story.
No, he's not that guy. And he hasn't even had a sample size of good starts in the NFL that would make you believe that he could come out of the bullpen and give you some good innings. It just doesn't feel that way to me because we've seen how salty Vraves in this defense is for New England and how they just have Milton Williams up front, and he makes a game-wrecking play yesterday on one of the interceptions CJ threw because he blew up the tight end and he trips and falls. And so, I can't imagine where Denver fans
are. A great story because of the Patriots drafting him.
That is right. They did draft him.
So that would be a fun story. This is did you ever in your wildest dreams think this guy would come back to haunt you? Like, at least there's an opportunity for it.
Right.
It probably won't happen, but there is an opportunity.
I think we're getting the Super Bowl we got a few years ago. I think we're getting Rams, and I think we're getting Pats. I think we're running it back. Hopefully we get more than 16 points.
I'm leaning Seattle still.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I've loved their defense the entire year, and Darnold showed me something this past weekend, that he was ready. Like, he got over the hump for me psychologically.
Bit, yeah.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes, and we'll ask our friend Jordan Dajani the same question. Who does he have now? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home with the heat running constantly, it's probably your old, inefficient windows that are the problem. The good news is that Window Nation can help you get through this season, because in the last 20 years, they've installed over 3 million energy-efficient windows nationally, and they're trusted by thousands of Columbus homeowners to keep their homes comfy and cozy year-round, while also saving them money on monthly utility bills. And right now, they're more affordable during the Window Nation Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home. Plus, you could get your windows with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. You'll be surprised by the dramatic difference new windows will make. Your home will be better protected against the weather, feel warm and dry, and you'll love the lower utility bills. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 sale going on now. The sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com right now. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, it's Anthony, and of all the things you think about for a new year, the one thing that should be right at the top of your list is comfort and foot pain relief. I've told you my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store have made a massive difference in my life every day. Every time I leave the house, I feel supported, aligned, and I know my body is going to feel better. Not just my feet. My knees feel better. And, of course, my lower back. They are so much different than just the over-the-counter insoles. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet, and I always feel like my feet are being guided into their ideal position. They're strong, supportive, and flexible. I will never wear a pair of shoes without them. When you go to the Good Feet store, you'll get a comprehensive foot analysis by their trained specialist. You'll get a digital foot scan that helps design your personal arch support system and, of course, any follow-up support you need. They have more than 3 decades of helping customers. Make an appointment right now online at goodfeet.com. Good feet, good life.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it. All right, NFL playoffs. Championship Sunday is set. Pats at Broncos. Early game Sunday, Rams, Seahawks. And the nightcap, our friend Jordan Dajani all over at CBS covering the NFL. And he's with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, JD, let me ask you this. Did it come down to, for you, that Buffalo canned McDermott? In my mind, it was because this was finally the year he didn't have to go through Mahomes or Burrow or Jackson. And it was almost like in their minds, if not now, then when?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on the show. Sean McDermott, surprisingly fired, went 98-50 in 9 seasons with Buffalo, 8-8 in his 8 playoff appearances. And those 8 playoff wins are the most by a head coach without a Super Bowl appearance. And I think ultimately that's what did them in. I think that the Bills could be looking for their John Gruden after their Tony Dungy, if you will, hoping that there's someone out there that can help them get over the hump. But I want to say this, too. I don't know if this was actually the Bills' best chance to get to the Super Bowl just because there was no Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson in the postseason. I looked at that Bills defense saying this is one of the worst rush defenses we've seen in the postseason for quite some time. I looked at Josh Allen's weaponry and said this needs to be upgraded in the offseason. So we all know Josh Allen is a unicorn. He's capable of basically everything. But I picked them to lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the wild card round. So that Bills team, I understand that there's Super Bowl expectations and aspirations, but I don't know if the expectation, from the outside of the building should be that they should make it to the Super Bowl just because of the quarterback landscape.
Jordan, when John Harbaugh woke up this morning and finished his omelet or whatever the heck he eats for breakfast and saw this news out of Buffalo, what do you think his reaction was?
Dang it, I should have waited. No, maybe that was his reaction. Who knows? I can tell you that Listen, the New York Giants job, in my opinion, was certainly one of the most attractive jobs this offseason, and we can get into that if you want. But the Buffalo Bills job would be a lot more attractive, in my opinion, to work with, again, a unicorn such as Josh Allen. That is a great organization, and they're hungry for success. So, yeah, you have to wonder if John Harbaugh held out just a little bit more, would he have been more intrigued by the Buffalo Bills opening?
Is the Steeler job a good job or just by brand?
See, I love this question because everyone would say, wow, the Steelers organization, they've only had 3 head coaches since like 1969. I mean, they're so loyal to their lead man. It's one of the biggest brands in all of sports. But I actually don't think it's that attractive of a job. Imagine trying to be the guy that comes in and replaces the guy in Mike Tomlin. This organization has been due for a reset for quite some time. They're going to ride the quarterback carousel once again. That's a huge question mark. They have some aging talent on the defensive side of the ball as well. There's a lot of decisions to be made with the Steelers job. So while it is attractive in its own right, I think it's less attractive having to be the guy that follows Mike Tomlin and has to embrace the rebuild right away.
So the Browns are looking for a new head coach, as we all know. Their former head coach, and Kevin Stefanski, was named the newest head coach down there in Atlanta this weekend. When you look at what he's going to have to work with on offense, the question marks at quarterback, I think, are there. Would love to hear your opinion on that. But talk about the fit for Stefanski in his new home.
Yeah, I will say that the Falcons' job was not one of the more attractive jobs this offseason, in my opinion. And, man, Kevin Stefanski, I didn't really anticipate this, but he's become one of the more, polarizing topics this offseason. Because you guys know I reside in Nashville, Tennessee. We're also looking for a new head coach. And it seems like a lot of people here really did not want Kevin Stefanski. So I'm kind of interested how he was viewed in your eyes since you're so close to Cleveland. But Kevin Stefanski, I mean, we all know he was the most successful Browns head coach since that franchise returned to the NFL. To have 2 11-win seasons, 2 playoff trips as well, being in that arranged marriage with Deshaun Watson, you had Joe Flacco come in and win Comeback Player of the Year. I think that Kevin Stefanski deserves some level of praise for what he was able to accomplish with what I would describe as a reeling organization. And, I think Dan Patrick said it best when he said that, hey, the Browns actually did Kevin Stefanski a favor by firing him and giving him the opportunity to go somewhere else and work with a different organization. So I will say with the Falcons, there's a lot of question marks, definitely with quarterback. We can talk about Michael Penix Jr. and what he possesses in terms of being a prospective face of the franchise guy. But here's the thing. He just tore his ACL. We don't know if his recovery timetable is going to allow him to be ready for the season opener. So I would make the argument that the Falcons should actually be in the market for a quarterback this offseason. We know that they possess some young, talented pieces on the defense with guys like Xavier Watts. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee had a double-digit sack season that no one seemed to notice. So there's some pieces down there in Atlanta and a very winnable division as well.
Stefanski's the tough call. It is. You can't argue with the lack of results, but I also want to give him a little pass that he was handed a horrible quarterback situation. The Deshaun Watson contract and results of that turned out to be just maybe one of the worst in history. So they're climbing out of that still. So you know what? I think they probably did do him a favor. He probably was more than happy with it. He certainly wasn't all in on Shedeur. He played the Dylan Gabriel card and then until he couldn't, and then the Shedeur thing. I like some of the pieces they have, but they're a long way away from being a really competitive football team. So whoever gets that job, you got to ask yourself, well, what's the plan at quarterback? Because they have 2 first-round picks, and this class isn't great. So are they going to be drafting to help Shedeur or drafting for whoever they think they can get and attract? I feel like that's probably where they'll go, is that they'll draft acting as if the future is going to either have a quarterback that's not on the team right now or somebody they can get in a year, unless they really feel like whoever they get can level up Shedeur. But I just don't think there's enough there. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. He's got talent. He's got confidence. But I can't get around that he's a franchise guy. Do you think he is?
Yeah, I think I agree more so with you. It sounds like I'm probably more willing to give him more of a chance. And, if it weren't for the Deshaun Watson contract, I would like to move forward with Shedeur Sanders and give him that first full season. Again, we don't know if that's going to happen. Looking at Deshaun Watson's contract, I'm sure that his cap hits are still just humongous. You have to wonder if he's going to be the starter. But I would like to give him that chance. And when it comes to the Cleveland Browns job, I think it's fascinating because we know they have a good defense. And they had a legendary draft class this past year, and they got multiple first-round picks in this upcoming draft, as you mentioned. It wouldn't be my first choice when it comes to the ownership situation, right? Forcing the hapless Deshaun Watson on you for 5 years, and things only get better when he unfortunately gets injured, as we saw with Kevin Stefanski. So I find it kind of an interesting job, and I wonder who the favorite would be, because I know Jim Schwartzy is a guy that I really like from his time in Tennessee. Is Sean McDermott going to be an option in Cleveland? And finally, I'll give you my sleeper, the guy I kind of wanted in Tennessee that it doesn't seem like it's going to come to fruition. But what about Mike McDaniel from the Miami Dolphins? I want to bring in a generational offensive mind to get my franchise back on the right track.
So we've got two openings right now that are attached to, former MVPs in Buffalo and Baltimore. When you look at the roster construction of both teams right now, which team's roster do you feel is closest to winning a Super Bowl?
I would lean towards the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, we saw a great turnaround from that defense through the midway point of the season this year. Having Lamar Jackson, I think, is really big. I know Josh Allen's a superstar in his own right. Derrick Henry's under contract as well. But look at the wide receiving core. I would definitely take Zay Flowers. Buffalo doesn't seemingly have a guy like Zay Flowers. So I think that a lot of work needs to be done when it comes to the Bills' weaponry, what they're going to do around Josh Allen. We know James Cook, of course, is a star running back. But pound for pound, both sides of the ball, I would take the Ravens.
All right, you got the Final Four. Who you got now? I mean, I have to imagine the world is going to pick the Patriots. Is there anything in your mind that says that you should go against the public and try to ride Jarrett Stidham here, the mystery QB?
Yeah, maybe in like a teaser spread, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this game ends up being a little bit closer than anticipated, given that the Broncos' defense is just fantastic. But, of course, I'm definitely going to take the Patriots to win that matchup. By the way, I don't know what Mike Vrabel did to appease the football gods, but how do you play the easiest strength of schedule since 1999? Then you get Justin Herbert, who's injured in the wild card round, didn't look very interested in playing. C.J. Stroud, who's addicted to turnovers in the divisional round. And in the conference championship, who's waiting for you? Jarrett Stidham. So congratulations to the Patriots for at least making it to the Super Bowl. But here's where it gets interesting. When the NFC side of things, everyone's going to be on the Seahawks, right? Because it seems like they have the best defense in the NFC. Well, the Rams were my preseason pick coming out of that conference, and I'm not going to shy away from them just right now. So if I have to make the argument for the Los Angeles Rams, I would point to the fact that they're 2-0 all-time versus the Seahawks in the postseason. And during that loss back in December, that was one of the games of the year, Matthew Stafford and company dropped 581 yards of total offense and 37 points on that defense. So I trust Matthew Stafford more than I trust Sam Darnold. I'm just going to lean on the veteran to get the job done, who's going to win MVP this year and take the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Well done, my man. Always love the energy and love talking ball with you. We'll have you back soon. Thanks, bud.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
It's Jordan Dajani, our friend from CBS, covering the NFL on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Guys, listen closely. If you just listen to Jordan, you said, man, I used to have that energy, but I can't get it back. You can get it back if you get on over to the Columbus Men's Clinic, because if you've been dealing with ED or low T, then that needs to change, because the Columbus Men's Clinic can help you get your confidence back. Don't let these things affect your relationships, your confidence to go do things that you used to do. So no more excuses. The Columbus Men's Clinic has a medical provider focused solely on ED and low T and doing it the right way. Since 2014, they've been helping men get safe, effective treatment for over a decade. So call them at 614-300-7400, or you can book online in under 30 seconds at Columbus Men's Clinic. The thing you don't want to do is just let this linger and think it's going to fade away in time. No, that's not going to be the case, guys. These things will only get worse if you don't take care of it. So take care of yourself. Take care of your life. You deserve it. Your loved ones deserve it as well. And the Columbus Men's Clinic wants to help you get things in order as soon as possible. So again, call them at 614-300-7400, or you can book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, Tell the Truth coming up next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe. It's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease with 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's Best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2/2.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news. We're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home, my man.
All righty, so I've been looking forward to this. So on Saturday, we had 2 college basketball games happening in the afternoon that had 2 completely different post-game press conference scenarios. One of them was right here in Columbus. I was at the game. I was covering the game. I was I was actively rooting for Ohio State. More importantly, because I wanted UCLA to lose, because I wanted to see Mick Cronin at his absolute best or worst, depending on how you view it. Now, Mick Cronin didn't do a post-game press conference because there was only one UCLA rep there from the LA Times, so he just did a one-on-one out with him in the hallway. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've been looking forward to this all week. I didn't get to see Mick Cronin at all. However, that clip was posted after the fact, so even though I didn't get to see it, and I wish I did, I still got to enjoy it once I saw it on Twitter. Here was Mick Cronin, not too pleased with his team after losing to Ohio State on Saturday.
highly disappointed in getting our ass kicked physically and our inability to play defense.
What can be done?
I offer no excuses. You blame me. Blame me. I recruited them. I signed them as free agents. We're not going to win meaningful games if we can't stop the other team. I'm not going to have much to say, so I'm going to give it to you. Okay. You can't give up plus 80 and win on the road. You're not going to get 90.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So we scored 74 points on the road in the Big Ten. You should have a big time shot to win. Our defense is an embarrassment today. Last couple games it was great. Today we couldn't guard them. You know, we had plenty of time to get ready and talk about it. Problem is we didn't have anybody could guard Thornton or Mobley. We have nobody, in my opinion, we didn't have anybody interested in rising to that challenge. We had nobody interested in rising to the challenge defensively. Everybody wants somebody else to get the dirty work. We're a team that struggles to have dirty work guys.
Blame me. I recruited him. I signed him as free agents. So that's what happened in Columbus. Now, on the East Coast, in the Big East, there was a Georgetown-UConn basketball game. UConn, one of the top 5 teams in the country. UConn won that game by 2 points. That would have been a really big win for Georgetown if they could have had it. They didn't get it, so they fall to 1-6 in the Big East. Not a good year for Georgetown. But despite that poor record, here's Ed Cooley at the press conference, and I want you to take what Ed Cooley says and compare it to what Mick Cronin just said.
Coach, I know it's been a challenging season, but this team has played really hard the whole time. Oh man, have we played hard? And has never quit. How have you been able to get the team to do that?
I think it's the character of the group. I think it's really the character of our men. You know, not giving up, not woe is me, not feeling like, okay, it's not the end of the world. This is what I do feel. We're blessed to do what we do. Like, even walking around, you know, like, we've lost 4 or 5 games at home in a row in the Big East. That sucks. It does. End of the day, we have our health. We have our families. We're very fortunate to do what we do. So when you're having a season like this, lean into what we appreciate. I appreciate being a coach here. I appreciate being able to tell people I thank you and come on, let's keep fighting together. We're all in this together. Our community's in this together. It's a lot worse happening than Georgetown losing a basketball game around the world, around our city, around our community. I'm not trying to deflect anything, but my appreciation and gratitude to have an attempt to coach these young men to be better at what we do is an unbelievable honor. Unbelievable honor. Yeah, we lost. Folks, well, we're this, we're that. You know what we are? We're blessed. We're blessed to be 9-9. We're blessed to be 1-6 in the league. Do we like it? No. But when you see us fighting like that, that's a lot to be proud of as the coach.
All right, whose post-game message do you prefer, or secret option C? There's got to be a middle ground somewhere between those two.
All right, so I think there's a middle ground, and I'll tell you why. One guy's coaching a team that was expected to be close to a top 10 team this year.
UCLA.
That's UCLA.
Yeah.
One guy wasn't even an honorable mention. Like, this isn't Georgetown of Patrick Ewing. Let's be honest. Now they were good when he took over. I don't know where the bottom fell out. And he had, I think, a decent year last year. But you got to be very careful with deflecting towards societal stuff. You're paid to coach a team. Everyone's got perspective. I don't think that's the time. Yeah, let me tell you. I'm all for my team fought hard. And if I know they've given 100% and we're just not good enough right now, and that's my job to get us good enough, then we're never going to fall short of effort. Where you heard Cronin, our guys aren't interested in stepping up to the challenge. That's a bigger reflection on him than what Cooley said about his program. They just went about it in different ways. One guy's got massive expectations, and the other guy's like, hey, we should all be happy. We got to see a game today.
Yeah, we're just happy to be here type of vibes,
and
yeah.
Nobody died. Like, you got to be very careful.
I understand there's a time and place for all that. I appreciated Cooley's message because I think that's real. You can apply that to life. I think that for sure is a coach that realizes that his team ceiling is fairly low. So he's kind of waving the white flag, I think, a little bit on what the season will be moving forward. So, yes, when you go out there and you have the, quote, effort that they had against the number 2 ranked team in the country, you're going to come in some of that, especially when, right, you probably on film maybe been questioning some of that. You haven't seen it. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'll say this. I like the Cronin clip because I think for me, AR, that is the first head coach in any sport in this NIL era that has said out of his mouth that I've heard that I've signed free agents.
Oh, the phrase free agent, yeah.
That's new to me. And so Mick Cronin's always a crazy quote. He's got the gift of gab. He's always good on the microphone. And so, yeah, I'll roll with Cronin on that one.
So there's this fine line of trying to be positive in helping your team because you think that the positive reinforcement is going to help them want to continue to get better. But where Cooley lost me is when he veered off that road and went to that we're blessed to be 1-6 in the league.
We're blessed to be 1-6 in the league.
That's you cannot say that.
That is hilarious.
Never say that.
We're blessed to be 1-6.
Say my guys are working their butts off. We're gonna get there.
We have our health.
Yeah.
We're blessed to be 1-6.
We're blessed to be 1-6 in the league.
They're 20 years old. Of course they have their. Let's hope they have their health.
My goodness.
I just feel like
that's good.
You can look at it from two ways, but
I'm nothing if I'm not consistent. Adam King, if you're listening, Ed Cooley right there, that was candy ass.
What Cronin did was act tough, even though it was his fault that he couldn't light a fire under his guys.
He's consistent with that energy, Cronin is.
He is.
Yeah, that's who he is.
Oh, the sky's falling for him all the time.
That's him.
Where the other guy is sunshine and ice cream and puppy dogs, and here we go.
Checks are still cashing. So
yeah, did you guys see that Corgi race at half? That was something, wasn't it? By the way, it really was. Shout out to Sadie Mae in the wheels. The champ at the Corgi race at Ohio State game.
Before we go, you miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3, we'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman Ice podcast. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. I'll take you to 6.
Heather Dinich, how did I do?
You nailed it.
Thank you.
Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. In my book, we're going to be winners. All right. Coach Sig, give him a Norman Dale tonight. Remember what got you here. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.